Prodigal Steve returns to the darkest dungeon. How's it going, everybody? Last week was just barely short of disastrous. We tried and failed to conquer the drowned crew. In fact, didn't even make it to the drowned crew. Seriously need to reconsider the party that I'm taking out there, clearly. This week, however, I think I have a fairly solid strat. Not for the drowned crew, but rather for the hag. I would like to acquire this wounding helmet. We don't have any very rare trinkets available for bounty hunters. The best we have is an uncommon, actually. And while we only have the one bounty hunter, I would like to be able to use him to his full potential, and having plus 20% melee skills seems pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and try and acquire that. This might seem like a strange party lineup, but bear with me here. We're going to run 2 Hellions, because no matter what, even if one of them gets put into the pot, the other one is going to be in rank 1. Which is wonderful for us, as long as I remember to take Barbaric Yop off of our rank 2 Hellion and put on Iron Swan before the boss fight. I'm going to remind myself of that throughout the run. Need to do that, but there's no point in having it on until then. We're not going to use Barbaric Yop during the boss fight, but we would like to use it on the way there to try and get the first 2 ranks stunned while this Hellion and our Houndmaster work on the back 2 ranks, and then all 3 of them can just sort of obliterate whoever is alive in ranks 1 and 2 after that. So we're going to have the Bleeding Pendant and Dismiss's Head here on our rank 1 Hellion. I also intend to use Battle Trance on her. That way she'll have plus 10 accuracy and plus 20% damage if she is in rank 1. And the way I see it is she's either going to be in rank 1 for the boss fight or she's going to be in the pot. One of the two. So there's no downside to this. There's only a potential for 20% increased damage, which I'm quite fond of. Bleeding Pendant and Ancestor's Pen back here on our rank 2 Hellion. Just really kind of putting all our eggs in one basket on this one, but this is still a solid, combination. We're going to want to use as much bleed as possible. I don't think the hag has any protection, and I think she has fairly low blight resist, but either way, everything in the wield is susceptible to bleed, or at least more susceptible than it is to blight. Houndmaster is going to have the Ancestor's Coat and the Spiked Collar for increased bleed chance and increased dodge. I'm going to run him with potential stress relief and also a self-heal and then just full bleed. I don't really see the point in guarding anybody or marking, since he's the only one who benefits from mark, and obviously he can't use his stun from rank 3. But having that extra stress relief as we go, plus the ability to prevent nighttime ambush and some sweet stress heals while camping are also nice. Then Sacred Scroll and Junia's Head back here on our Vestal just for full healing capability. She also has an increased scouting chance, which could be nice, but may end up being irrelevant. Let's go ahead and provision here. Going to take all the torches we can. Full stack of shovels. 16 food just to have it. You know what? I want a full stack of all of these things. I don't think we need any holy water. And again, this is a little excessive perhaps, but it's not like financially we're going to be in a terrible position. So I actually may want to take the stress heal off for Target Whistle maybe before the boss fight, but I don't think it's going to matter. I suspect that he's probably only going to be using Hound's Rush, but we'll see. I would also like to try and use the dog treats here, but let's go ahead and embark.
As time wore on, her wild policy of self-experimentation grew intolerable. she quaffed all manner of strange fungi, herbs, and concoctions, intent on gaining some insight into the horror we both knew to be growing beneath us. The change in her was appalling, and no longer able to stomach it, I sent her to live in the Weald, where her wildness would be welcomed.
Well, there you have
There
it.
is method in the wild corruption here. It bears a form both wretched and malevolent.
Oh, I mean, I really genuinely hate this. I'm gonna bank on this being our boss, though, just because it's much further away. Yeah, 5 rooms as opposed to 3. So, let's go ahead and... Is this bandages or is this anti-venom? I don't remember, so I'm just going to ignore it. This I will absolutely examine, though. I don't think there's any possible detriment for crates, so there's no reason to not open them when available. We know that this room is empty. This treasure is tempting, but not yet. If we do anything, we'll come back for that. Take all of that. I really wish that we could get rid of that debuff, but we can't. That's because we sent her to drink, I believe. Alright. Have you disarmed this, because you have a guarantee to do so. Then move along. I don't want to spend too much extra time wandering about if I don't have to necessarily. This is why we bring shovels.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
This is either holy water or herbs, and I don't remember which. So again, if I don't remember offhandedly, I'm just going to ignore it. Oh hey, all 3 of you actually have your idle animations. That's nice. 2 to 3, what's your bleed? 3 for 3? Just do that. And that. And that. Well, that was straightforward.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Duly noted, Wayne. I wish you wouldn't do that. 3 for 3 crit. At least she resisted the bleed. That's always nice. 11 to 20. A high roll plus bleed would kill. Beautiful.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
All right. Let's go ahead and do that. Get a bleed. 4 for 3. Yeah, I think we just get the guaranteed kill there. And then I don't think we necessarily need to cure that bleed just yet, so we'll just party heal here. Alright, yes, I thank you, Rapid Rush. I appreciate your contribution to... You know what, that's actually not the worst. But it is somewhat annoying. You're still 3 for 1, you're 3 for 3, so let's just go ahead and do that again, because we're out healing the bleeds right now. Do that.
Broken. Maintain the offensive.
Ah. Alright, well,
Continue
thankfully,
the onslaught.
graciously,
Destroy them all.
no more disease. 3 for 2, 3 for 2, 6 for 3 has got to go. The other 2 are fine. We don't have any way of removing disease, do we? I think that's only the Plague Doctor. I'm again reminded why I always bring her to the Weald when I have the opportunity to do so. It's alright though. We can just use the Vestal to heal up those bleeds here moving forward. Although that food does help a little bit, so.
The way is lit. The path
Still
is
at
clear.
18 torches, so
Strength to follow it.
not overly concerned. I'm really banking on scouting going into this room. Because I need to know if this is the boss.
A blazing star is born.
We did not scout, but I'm going to assume that it is the boss. Yeah.
A moment of
Let's
rest.
do that.
A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
First and foremost, do this. Then we can do this. Nobody needs stress relief, nobody needs health. So I think we also do this, because you have the Ancestor's Pen anyway. And then we'll just rest.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
And now hope that we don't get a hallway battle. If we come out of the boss okay, yes, absolutely, I will do that with this party. Whew, nearly made a grievous error. Alright. You're set up, you're set up. You probably won't need this. You definitely won't need that or that probably, so let's put that on. You are fine. Burn a torch, come in here.
The promise of safety.
Okay. It is indeed the boss, despite her lack of idle animation.
Blathering testament to the powers of
She only has 135 HP. This is very surprising to me, but honestly not bothered at all by it. Do wish you hadn't done that, but it's alright. Please use this. Stack up even more bleed. That's a stress? Yeah. Oh, it heals her as well? Well, that's hardly fair. At least the Vestal got most of the damage that she healed taken care of there. I'm not going to bother to attack the pot. 29 HP is more... I didn't necessarily mean to click that, but, you know, it's what I was going to do anyway, so... I was just trying to get rid of the bark there. You'll be okay. We don't need to strike the pot, because we're done.
Still poisoned. The way is still blocked. But
Yeah.
less people will be eaten.
Didn't even... yes, please, thank you. DarkestDungeon.exe has stopped working. It's exciting. And by exciting, I mean... potentially terrible. Let's see how this looks once we've booted it back up. It's got to be like bosses, right? Is that when this is happening lately? Is just in bosses? It's something with my settings. I know that. I just can't for the life of me troubleshoot it. And I don't really want to do a clean install, but I guess I could.
As time wore on, her wild policy of self-experimentation grew intolerable.
Alright, this is going to happen every time we boot it up. That doesn't necessarily mean we're starting it over, though. We may be at the beginning of the fight, or we may be at the very end of the fight.
Was appalling, and no longer able to stomach it, I sent her to live in the Weald, where her wildness
Not
would
sure.
be welcomed. There is method in the wild corruption here.
Okay, there we go. We still have boss music going, but obviously we don't have the boss fight. I'm very, very tempted. Do this, and this. That, and that. You're fine, you're fine. I mean, this is a bad idea. But we can always retreat, probably.
Indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
Was really hoping to get this done there. That's okay, though. Very evasive, huh?
Reeling, about to break.
Okay, we can in fact retreat from combat. Which is excellent. How are you resisting everything? Wait, why can you only move forward one? Doesn't make any sense, but okay. How? Excuse me?
Grievous injury.
Oh no.
Fear.
We just lost a Vestal. Yep. That's what I get.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration. Injury and despair.
Man, this went sideways very, very quickly.
Heroism or cowardice.
Do we not get those trinkets back? Because I would like those trinkets back. She had what, Junia's head and a sacred scroll. Okay, well. Lesson well learned. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Unfortunate. But at least we did kill the hag.
Let me share with you the terrible wonders I have come to know.
And theoretically, we can get those trinkets back from the Shrieker? At least we didn't lose anything ancestral. And it's not like we don't have other Vestals. Yeah. Alright, well. Let's head to the sanitarium, get that rabies taken care of. What about you two and stress? You will only meditate, and you will not pray or flagellate. Alright, well. I guess you can both meditate then. What about you? Man, you still have so many negative quirks that need to be handled. Yeah, let's actually get rid of the yips. Because we can always send a plague doctor out with a jester and deal with their stress. That's not a problem. Same with you, actually. Okay, what do we have on the stagecoach here? Another occultist? Not that interested, if I'm being honest. Alright, well. Not ready for that, or that, I don't think, but we are down to only 2 bosses remaining. Mistel was caught making strange requests. Does that mean that you are no longer allowed? You are no longer allowed in the brothel. Okay, well, that's fine. I do want to get rid of that, though. Okay. Think that's everything I needed to check here. That is going to do it for this one. A little disappointed that I lost a Vestal to Hubris, but quite pleased with how that party operated by and large. Especially because we did kill the hag. So, I'd like to thank you, of course, for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. As always, feedback is welcome in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time.